Hi, Whitney. How are you?
Hi.
Hey. Nice to see you there.
What's going on?
I know. How are you doing?
Awesome.
Yeah, good.
You
good.
look very clear. We're gonna it's like 3D almost.
Yeah, that's a really good, really good Skype connection you have right there.
Well, good old Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Do it great.
And you're involved in so many things. You're involved in your Miss Teen USA, not Miss Teen USA. Miss Texas, Miss United States 2012, Pro Wakeboarder, Onnit Ambassador, you name it. What's the past few weeks been like for you? What's the past few months? You're such a busy person. You got so many things going on all the time. What's it been like in the world of Whitney Miller?
Yeah, so recently I've decided to take a boxing match for Ellis Mania.
Yeah.
Jason Ellis puts on a big show every year, so he called me out when I went on his show, and so I said, fine, let's do it. I'm in. So I've really been focusing on that and training a bunch. I go out to California and train with Tony Jeffries. He's an Olympic boxer out there, and so it's been rough, It's completely different preparing for something like this as opposed to like pageantry or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's been fun and hard and all of the above.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that because it's rare that a beauty pageant enters fighting. So talk about your interests or what got you into the sport of combat sports in general.
Yeah, well, when I started with Onnit, we had fighters that came in, and I watched them train a little bit, and I would do kickboxing here and there just solely for fitness reasons.
Yeah.
And watched a little bit of UFC, and I realized that there was the ground game, so I could do jiu-jitsu and not get hit in the face. So I figured I would pick that up and see how it was. First 2 months, I completely hated it. I thought it was like the worst sport ever. I couldn't figure out why anybody would do it. And then I finally got over that hump to where it became fun and became a game and something that I, really truly enjoy today.
Yeah.
And then going from there, I made the announcement when I was handing my Miss United States crown over that I was going to, take a MMA fight. And it was just kind of, I like to challenge myself in all kinds of ways. So mentally, physically, emotionally, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was definitely one way of doing it because I knew it would be the hardest thing for me to do. So I went ahead and made the announcement. I've been training for that, ever since. And so this will be the first fight coming up. And I think it's just, people ask me all the time, why am I doing it? It doesn't, I ask myself that sometimes. But it's because I want to inspire people. I want them to see just because she was Miss United States and this beauty pageant winner doesn't mean, she can't be a fighter. She can't, go into the ring and take a fight. And so you can basically do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah. So now you're in official fight camp. What's that like? What are you doing on a regular basis? Are you just training the boxing daily? How is that like for you?
Yeah, I'm doing boxing daily, and conditioning as well, strength and conditioning out at Onnit, at the Onnit Academy there. And then, like I said, I go out to California for about 20 days or so of every month to train with my head coach, Tony Jeffries, out there.
Yeah. There's a little dog right there.
Yeah, I know. Let me let her out real quick. She really wants to go. Okay, I'm back. We have a little pup, though. She's a wild one.
They're wolf, right? Like a wolf, a pup, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mini husky. She's probably the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life, but
she is.
She's very annoying.
Yeah. So you're training with Tony Jeffries and his stand-up. How do you feel your stand-up's been coming along since you started training?
Yeah, I started off as a jiu-jitsu fighter, so going from the mindset of, I'm probably going to take this girl down and try to choke her out to, okay, it's this boxing, so I really need to hone in those skills. Tony has helped me tremendously.
Yeah.
And I feel pretty confident in my movement. My movement's pretty strong. It's just putting together the combinations that need to be put and staying in the pocket and moving in the pocket instead of retreating.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now. But, I've sparred today and I sparred a couple of days ago, and then I go out to California and I spar a few girls out there. And sometimes I just get my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
A lot. And it's something that I've played sports before, but just getting punched in the face, full force.
Yeah.
I can't even describe it.
It's a different animal for sure.
God, it's crazy. And then I can't like move for the rest of the day. I feel like such a weenie, but whatever. Just I'm doing it.
Now, is there any aspiration of you doing maybe mixed martial arts in the future?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't say this too often, but I'm kind of thinking of doing one boxing match, one kickboxing match, and one MMA bout.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and then calling it. Because I'm not,
Yeah.
my plan is to become a professional fighter. I don't plan on trying to go pro or fighting for the UFC, and I think that's what a lot of people kind of misinterpret by me training like this.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, I'm checking it off the bucket list. I'm showing people they can do whatever they want. I'm showing myself that I can get past my limitations and fears and all of that. So yeah, eventually there will definitely be an MMA fight in my future.
Awesome.
And it's going to be on Alice Mania's next event over in August, right?
Yes, in Austin.
In Austin, Texas. That's cool. Yeah. How did you get in touch with Ellis? You know, do you know him personally? I'm sure you met him a few times already, right?
Yeah. I've been on his show quite a few times. He's affiliated with Onnit, and we've all just become close friends. And when I started this journey, I went in there a couple of years ago probably and went on the show talking about kind of a transition from pageants into fighting. And what happened is I entered a jiu-jitsu tournament. I was fighting a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments, and I didn't tap on an arm bar, and I popped my elbow.
Yeah.
Just from being stubborn and mean, you know. Like, sure, whatever. And so I couldn't take the fight. And so I took probably 8 months off or something. And then I went back to his show, and he goes, "Hey, put your headphones on." I'm like, "Oh, great." And I wasn't even supposed to be on the show. I was just there. And so I put my headphones on, and that's when he called me out. He's like, "You said you're going to do it. When are you going to do it?" And the next one's Ellis Mania. So fine. Sign me up. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Well, you spoke about, wanting to be an inspiration to other people. Have any girls, young girls, or any beauty pageant girls reached out to you and kind of thanked you for doing what you're doing?
Yeah, they have. The response has been overwhelmingly positive from most people, just because I think they kind of see the underlying message of it and exactly why I'm doing it. And it's inspired a lot of girls to take up martial arts, not to just do it to fight or anything, but to do it for self-defense. And I think it really helps with motivation, and it helps with confidence. And so a lot of girls have been showing up to class, and when they come up to me and say, "Hey, I'm here because of you," it's like, it's one of the biggest compliments somebody can give me, because that's why I'm doing it. Badass. Awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. And then now you're doing a lot of work with Glory Kickboxing and MMA Mania. Is that something, an avenue that you were looking to pursue in combat sports? Is like the camera work, in front of the camera work?
Yeah, totally. I have a lot of experience being on camera, and I've talked a lot about random things that I don't really care about. And so when it comes to being able to talk about something that I'm actually passionate about and that I'm actually currently doing in my life, it's huge. I mean, that's what everybody wants to do. You're passionate about it, and it's your job. It's how you make money.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's like a complete win-win situation.
Yeah.
Now you're a bit of an outlaw, like you love wakeboarding and all that stuff. Are you like cutting that stuff from your training camp just so you don't get hurt?
No. No.
You are an outlaw.
It's just a part of who I am. I'm not going out and doing crazy tricks that I've never done before, but definitely going out. I'm definitely riding. I'm definitely having an awesome time doing it. And, that's the part of what makes me is that I'm constantly doing something and being adventurous and challenging and doing whatever sport I can get my hands on. So yeah, I will not be stopping that.
All right.
And you're heavily involved with Onnit. You're an Onnit ambassador. Your significant other is Aubrey Marcus, the head of Onnit. How did that all come about? How did you meet Aubrey? When did you guys start dating? What was the whole courtship like? And then being a part of Onnit, what's that like?
I mean, Onnit's amazing. It's something that I don't see in any other company. And I know that people are probably thinking that I'm biased, but it's true. You walk into Onnit and you feel a different atmosphere and it's definitely like a family. Everybody has each other's back. Everybody goes out together. We have dinner parties with everybody. We have the warehouse guys here. We have customer service. It doesn't matter. It's just Onnit is like our family tribe. And so it came about as I was Miss Texas and my trainer at the time said, hey, there's this new company that opened up. Maybe you could go get a sponsorship from them, because I was looking for sponsorships. I was like, cool. They hooked me up with a sales guy. I ended up going in, and it was the day after Aubrey's 30th or 31st birthday, and he was hungover to the gills. I mean,
wow.
He was in his pajamas with slippers on. Like, probably went to bed 3 hours before I showed up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And of course, me, I have like my big extensions and my notebook, and I'm ready to go. And we talked, and, long story short, we ended up doing a photo shoot in California a few months later after, he goes, hey, why don't you come out and do some workouts and see if you kind of fit with the Onnit brand. I'm like, okay. So I came for a workout. He's like, well, maybe we should do lunch and see how that goes. Well, maybe we should go do a photo shoot. And it just kind of kept going from that.
Yeah.
And like, we were just inseparable from that. And that was like 4.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
cool. It's been cool.
Yeah.
It's been really cool. And it's been really badass to see how Onnit has grown from when I walked in there as Miss Texas. I think there was like 8 people crammed into a maybe 1,000 square foot place.
Yeah.
And now we have a huge gym. We have 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu in Austin. We have kickboxing. I mean, the Onnit headquarters is out of control.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what does Whitney Miller do for, like on your free time? Kind of like you're busy with boxing and all that stuff. Like, do you have anything on your free time that you do now?
Yeah, for me, I love hanging out with my girlfriends. I love going on the lake. That's huge for me. So that's definitely, even though it's something that I've done my entire life, it's if we could just go out on the boat, even if we don't ride or anything, just go for like a little cruise. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And you're still involved with the pageant world, correct? Are you still readily involved with them, or are you part
still
of something?
I'm doing training for girls now to prepare them for pageants, but I went through so much crazy training that, it would blow your mind.
Yeah.
And so for me, I'm doing it completely opposite. Like, I'm training these girls like they're athletes. They're going to competition. So you're going to do visualization, which we know works. Yeah. It's going to be completely different diet, completely different fitness. I'm not doing the whole pageant patty stuff. I've proven it works. And so, I'm happy to like spread that message to them instead of going down that pageant patty wormhole that I had to go through for a while.
What does that normally entail? The pageant, the typical pageant stuff?
Yeah, it's just a lot of coaches that don't really know what they're talking about. And for them, it has a lot to do with outer beauty. And of course, outer beauty is important. You're in a beauty pageant. Let's, real.
Yeah.
But it's also, they almost break you down so much to where you're saying what you think the judges want to hear, or you've been told to stand this, told to look this way, you've been told to do this, to where you lose yourself in the process.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that that's necessary at all, and I don't think it works. So my way is just let's be the best version of yourself. Let's go in there and kick some ass.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I've seen documentaries where girls who grew up in that pageant world are kind of like messed up in their head as an adults. Like, was that a hard thing for you to go through as a kid?
I have a different story when it comes to pageants. I did my first pageant when I was 15, and it was completely on a whim. My girlfriend called me, said, hey, there's this pageant coming up in a month or so. Do you want to do it? So I said, okay, fine. And I ended up doing it. I called my dad during the pageant. He was on his way to come. It was Miss Corpus Christi Teen USA. And I go, you know what? Don't worry about coming. I just had a horrible interview. It's not even worth it. Like, just don't come. He's like, yeah, whatever. I ended up winning somehow that pageant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I did one other from there, but I was so trained, like I was saying, from the coaches telling me all of these insane things, that I just completely blew it. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what to do. It was weird. So after that, I thought to myself, oh, this isn't for me. I'm not good at trying to be something that I'm not. I'm only really good at being myself.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is something that I learned, thankfully, through doing pageants. So I didn't do anything for like 6 or 7 years and I started competing in wakeboarding and wake surfing and became pro in wake surfing. And then a girlfriend of mine again called me and said, hey, Miss Texas is coming up. It's next weekend. do you want to do it? And
Wow.
No, I'm not going to do that. Crazy. Like I was on the lake every single day. I was going to school. It just wasn't going to work. But then for some reason, it sounds so cliche. I knew I was going to regret it if I didn't do it. So, 5 days later, I borrowed absolutely everything that I had. I was like filling out my bio sheet for the judges on my way there. And
wow.
and you know what? I'm going to go in there with no training, whatever, since, when I was really young, and see what happens, and just kind of completely be myself and not give them cookie cutter answers. And I won swimsuit at Miss Texas, and I won the crown, and then I went to Miss United States.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And you prepared for the Miss USA though, right? Did you put a lot of preparation to that? No?
I did, but not I didn't train with any coaches. I did it completely on my own because I knew I've seen what training with coaches can do to a girl. Yeah. And I didn't want to lose the mindset of, okay, you're going in there as Whitney Miller and with every thought that comes along with that. And I told, they asked me in an interview, you seem like such a free spirit. Why are you doing pageants? And I said, because of that reason. I'm not sitting here giving you the answers you want to hear. This is me. This is exactly who you're going to get today. This is who you're going to get a year from now.
Yeah.
And I want girls to see that.
That's really awesome.
That's really awesome. Yeah,
Thanks.
that's cool.
Yeah. So give us a prediction for your next fight. Knockout, decision, what?
I really think I'm hoping I stop her with a body shot. It seems like my body shots are really strong. I'm fast and strong. Those are my strengths when it comes to fighting. So I'd like to maybe jab, straight right to the body and drop her.
Ooh.
Sounds good. We'll be watching. Yeah.
I'm going to win.
Either way, you're going to win. Yeah. That's cool. Okay. Thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. We enjoyed having you on here. Let the fans know where they can find you on social media. I know it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Everything is basically Miss 2 Jits, MISS, the number 2 JITS, like Miss United States 2 Jiu-Jitsu. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm really, building that Instagram, so check that out. And then if you want to follow me on Snapchat, I'm kind of weird on Snapchat.
Weird is good.
But that one is Whitney Miller US.
Yeah. And maybe plug in some of your sponsors as well.
Yeah, Onnit Labs. Check them out. They're my number one sponsor. I always rep them. The funny thing about that is I used this pre-workout the other day that wasn't from Onnit, and I flipped out. Like, I couldn't train. I couldn't get my cardio down, my heart rate down. I couldn't do anything. I had to stop.
That's scary.
It was scary.
Yeah.
It was insane. So, I use Shroom Tech Sport from Onnit, and I also use Alpha Brain every single day.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice.
Tell Aubrey to hook us up, man. We've been trying to get an Onnit sponsor.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll relay the message.
All right.
Give him a kiss and say, babe, come on, help him out.
Come on. I'll just a little smile.
There you go.
All right, thank you so much.
And best of luck on your training camp and best of luck on your fight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.